Hi, my name is Juan Pablo Herrera,
And my name is Jennifer Lainez.
and we're the group Control Intelligence. So for our final group project, we decided to make a GUI that traced 10 significant locations around UC Davis using MATLAB sensors. I was responsible for going to the 10 significant locations around campus. So we started off at Shields Library, and then from there, we made our way to Rock Hall. From Rock Hall, we went to the Academic Surge, and then Kemper. And then from there, we went to the Tercero Dining Commons, and then the Dairy Cattle Facility. And then we made a loop to the Science Lecture Hall, and then went almost to the other side of campus to the Arc, and then finished across on Van Mayer. And our last location was Hickey Gymnasium. But from there, we decided to complete the full loop. So then we made our way back to Shields Library. From those locations, using the MATLAB motion sensors, we got two values, which were latitude and longitude. So these are all for latitude of all the locations, and these are all for longitude of the locations. After obtaining those, we decided to find a correlation between pixel values and those values right here. So basically, we did the x1 minus y1 to find that. By that, I mean that, say, for example, the sciences lecture hall. So that's roughly a little over 500, it looks like. So 500 for the y value, and roughly a little over 700 for the x value. So after finding those, we just divided them by the latitude values right here. So then we found these numbers for the correlation of latitude, and we did the same process for the correlation of the latitude.
I had to create the GUI and then have the data be imported from the campus map and also have the map be marked with the path that we were given. So creating the GUI consisted of creating a graph with axes as well as certain parts that would give us the imported data that we want for our graph. When we did the startup function, we decided to have x1 and y1 edit values in order to actually mark the map. And then once the import image button was pushed, we created a function that will allow us to basically obtain our image, whether it was a JPG or a PNG, and have it hold on the actual map instead of having it disappear. When the mark image button was pushed, we used the app IAM function in order to read the file that we wanted, here being the campusmap.png. And then we also used the function amshow within this app in order to actually have the map show up as an actual image with the recordings of the marked x1 and y1 values. And then when we did that, we hold it in order to have the scatterline plot mark the actual image and the path that it consisted of. So when we run it, we would import the image. And then we would mark the image, and we would get a path that doesn't really seem super realistic, because if we look at it closely, the path that we used from the MATLAB sensors, we followed a significant path in order to get to the actual 10 locations. And this actual path wouldn't make sense because we wouldn't technically be crossing across halls. So we realized that this was an issue that we needed to fix.
I went into this map and I ended up marking all the images. So I marked Shields Library, Peter Rock Hall, Kemper, the Academic Surge, the Dining Center, the Dairy Cattle Field, Science Lecture, Arc, Vinemeyer, Hickey, and then it goes back to Shields Library. And then with the code, I ended up having I ended up using the IM read so I can read the marked image. I created the X and Y, and I put them into the scalar values. I had the scatter, X, Y, the line also with the color green and line width 4. And then when you run that, it would just, the little image would show up the app, the UI figure, and then import image. Then you would go in and find the marked image that I made previously. This would pop up, and then now when you click mark image, so I went in and I also found the precise path that we took. So from Shields we went down, then we followed to Rock Hall, then we went back down again, then we went in between the silo Boehner Hall, then we took a left, we went all the way down to the Academic Surge, and then back up to Kemper, then straight to the DC, and straight to the Dairy Cattle. Then we went up Dairy Road and took a right at Hutchinson's Drive to the Science Lecture Hall. Then we went up and then ended up going to where the student garden is. And then we took a left to the Art Center and went straight to Weimar and straight to Hickey, down the East Quad Avenue, and then back to the Shields Library.